Hi, my name is Mr. Hemphill. I am the yearbook photography teacher at Mount Whitney, and I've only been teaching yearbook photography 2 years, but before that I taught biology for like 20.
Woo!
Is that good? It was pretty weird because the year I transitioned was the year we did the pandemic, and so I started off teaching photography and yearbook in a totally different way, in a way that I had never taught anything before, and so it was kind of like a double whammy, teaching a new subject and then also trying to learn how to teach over Zoom and try to do a yearbook without taking any pictures, and it was very strange. It was a strange transition just because of the time it happened. There are definitely days where I do miss biology because I taught it for so long and really enjoyed obviously teaching it, and so there are days where I like wander back and I think, oh, it's this time of year we're doing this lab and that thing and this activity, which are really cool, but I also really like doing photography and yearbook as well, and so I can't say I have a favorite. I don't think at this point they're teaching them is totally different stresses, totally different like things to work on. Like them both, but both totally different. It was not very fun. It was okay. It didn't take a lot of, we spent not a ton of time on Zoom, which was good because spending time on Zoom was tiring, but I just didn't like talking to black screens with white names on them all the time. It didn't really feel like I was doing anything except talking to myself most of the time. And so I think if we had, if cameras had been on a little more and we'd been able to be more interactive, it probably would have helped, but I felt like I was talking to myself the whole time, so I was not a fan of Zoom teaching. It's, like I kind of said earlier, I think it's stressful in different ways. It's photography, and photography is not, it's kind of fun. I can kind of do some different things and pick and choose what I like and what I want to do with photography because the curriculum is a little more open-ended and I have a little more choice in there. Yearbook is a little more, has deadlines and things, which is a different kind of stress than biology and those kind of things which were more stressing about, how do we teach certain things and how do we get kids to learn and how do we catch kids up. I don't worry about those things quite as much anymore, but I do have different things that are stressful in photography and yearbook than in biology. I taught biology forever, and I started because I used to teach, I didn't teach, but I used to work at a camp during all my summers in college, and the camp also offered some outdoor education, which was a lot of science and biology, and so I ended up declaring a biology major just because I found it interesting and I enjoyed it, and so I got my major, and I didn't know I even wanted to teach when I came out of college, so I worked for a year at a church as an interim youth director, and then I took a year substituting, and then finally got my teaching credential, and so, I don't know, it was just something that I enjoyed outside of the school setting, and so I thought, I'm kind of good at it. I don't know if I loved it or if I ever thought it was like, oh my gosh, this is my most amazing passion ever, but I was good at it and found it interesting, so that was enough. I think just more, I taught bio for like 20 years, and they're doing the same thing 5 periods a day for 20 years. It was nice to just to imagine having something to kind of start fresh on and have a new challenge and just not be thinking about the same things every year over and over again. It was nice to have the prospect of thinking about something different and sort of, I don't know, keeping my brain moving and thinking on new things instead of kind of, after doing something for 20 years, it's like really easy to just kind of stagnate and do the same thing over and over again year after year after year. And so a new subject kind of pushed me out of that, gave me a new challenge.